Hello everyone, and welcome to a slightly unexpected Game 3 in our Best of 3 series between AdeptX7 and Pbhead. Game number 1, quite decisively won by PB. Game number 2, definitely a bit more interesting. PB looked like he had a really strong lead, but was unable to close it out, and after a really long, drawn-out black market battle, AdeptX7 was the one to come out ahead and push us to our third and final game.
So here's an interesting thought. Someone could squash and control all of the aluminum in this game.
Yeah.
Is that worth hitting
9
early?
aluminum tiles. I mean, that would actually be kind of tempting to me, just because I'm a terrible person, to just throw down robotic right there. Like, get rid of as much aluminum as...
So you could
yeah,
squash.
but if you're robotic, you don't care if you don't have aluminum either.
Yep.
PB is going to go expansive. He wants to be aggressive this game. Just everything else doesn't matter to him. He's also going to grab those carbon iron tiles.
He's not going hardcore, though. Potentially, Adept could grab some of those other aluminum. Better now while I can.
Yeah, he wants to do that soon.
I'd claim those 2 aluminums to the west. Grab 1 carbon and 2 aluminum.
Oh, Pbhead taking the adjacent aluminum rather than the middle aluminum. I don't like that.
Come on, Adept, you're going to need that aluminum.
Well, he can't take it right now, I don't think. He's still within... now he can. There, that was probably the moment he could. Yep. That PB's tiles kind of unlocked. I don't think PB's going to push to the upgrade in time to seriously get this cut off, though. And I really don't like this particular claim. It is a steel mill right now instead of an aluminum tile, but if he had planted in that middle aluminum tile, there was the ability to cut off adjacency there. It's kind of an awkward situation shipping steel in and out for the moment, but maybe long term, if you're going to go for the aluminum play,
you should go for it. Yeah, I think you should. I would have just claimed all 3. Just bang. And, you know, just dealt with it. All right, he's going for the other one, so there will be no adjacency. And the last one. All right, so Adept is stuck with 1 low aluminum. That is going to be interesting.
Is that going to be... Yeah, I mean, he does clean it up. No adjacency for him due to exactly how he's worked all this out, but it could still work out all right.
The other thing that's tough is Adept could not go robotic, because there really was no great robotic spot left on the map. Because at least that's another way to get out of the aluminum.
All right.
Or rather, I would say that the scavenger spot was quite good. Much better
it was.
Than a robotic spot, but I'd almost see a...
I don't know what's going to happen this game. This is just so different from the games we've been seeing in this round of 8 in particular. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Aluminum, maybe? Or I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to mutiny one of those aluminum mines away from PB to get the adjacency.
That is definitely an option. Mutinies are available this game, along with magnetic storms, power surges, circuit overloads, network viruses, underground nukes, dynamite, and goon squads. So a nice, plentiful black market available. Plenty of powerful stuff there for our scavenger player to abuse.
I think PB should have held on to that slowdown strike.
That was a very early use of a slowdown strike.
Well, he got that by the auction, right?
Yes, he did.
So it's the only one in the game. Save that for the end of the game when you might need to use it against a goon squatted off-road market.
Yeah, I do have to question it already at this phase. I mean, you're already hurting your opponent in terms of aluminum, which is making their upgrades kind of awkward. Does it really make sense to also shut down their carbon, which they're going to be effectively flooded on anyway?
He's still making over 2 carbon a second.
All right, we do see the mutiny from AdeptX7 against Pbhead. Pbhead does not have the ability to fight back against that just yet, as he chose to go for a goon squad on his steel instead. So,
there is underground nukes though. I didn't notice that.
Oh, there are. Yeah.
Pbhead should absolutely knock out his.
I mean, he could nuke that aluminum. For sure. That is an option that's available to him. He chose to go for the goon squad first. Oh, we already have a geotherm out from AdeptX7. I don't like that at all. Maybe it'll be okay.
There are scavengers. I think it's easier for scavengers to go into geo than everyone else.
Yeah.
You don't need to spend that much steel.
But it's 180 carbon. It's almost 200 carbon. And you can see he's got to get this glass secured. He is making 5 carbon a second now. And it will be more in just a moment, but I feel like if he hadn't thrown down this geotherm, he'd already be HQ level 3, and which one would you rather have at this stage of the game?
No, I understand.
Alright, Pbhead making a good move, mutinying away the other aluminum tile. That's a big mistake a lot of players make that you don't see out of the top level people like Pbhead. They would mutiny their own tile back, thinking, I want to get mine, instead of mutinying the other players, which is actually more effective in the long run.
Yep. I want to see Pbhead. I'm about to take off, but I want to see Pbhead use that nuke against that one low aluminum. I think that would basically seriously hinder.
It would hurt. It would hurt bad. The ability to just buy up that aluminum for Pbhead could be something crucial at the later stages of this game if they're both pushing for an upgrade. You can make the situation very, very awkward for your opponent.
Yep. All right, I gotta head out of here.
All right. Well, have fun.
This game also might turn on whether it generates a new aluminum tile for auction.
Oh yeah, ugh, I hate that.
Which is actually going to be turned off in the next version.
Yes, good.
So
excited.
It's the last big time we see it in a game. So
I'd be okay with that.
Cool. All right. Well, good luck to both players. And, I'll see you guys. I'll watch as soon as I get back.
Sounds good.
Bye.
All right, guys. I think we're on our own at this point, and this will be an interesting one. I don't know how this is going to go. Very awkward start for both players compared to what they seem to like to usually do. Mutinies being fought over already very, very early in the game. Both players hit HQ level 3 at about the same time, which is it's very awkward situation. It's hard to say who exactly has the lead at that point. Pbhead obviously benefiting more from the expansion, but AdeptX7 may be able to utilize them a bit more easily. Carbon very cheap compared to steel. It's a very difficult game to call right now. Pbhead does definitely have a small resource advantage. He is going to throw a nuke out, likely on... Where did that nuke go? On water. Interesting. Nuking out AdeptX7's water already this game. That's not something I was expecting, especially considering the water tile was high. And that simply knocked it on down to low. Food shortage on the way. That could create a very interesting situation. AdeptX7 actually deciding to scrap at a reactor, move into extra water. Pbhead has bought up a significant amount of it, trying to hurt his opponent that way. Hops out of it to benefit from this food shortage just a little bit. And I think whoever hits HQ level 4 first could get a nice big lead this game by being the first person to dive into this strong food production. And you do have to say, AdeptX7 has got, once again, some very awkward territory, looking more like that first game than like this second one, just because of some of PB's small adjustments he's made to the economy as things have been happening. All right, PB grabs up some food. Bit of a weird way to take those tiles, but whatever works. I guess he wanted the extra silicon, make sure he had that secure. Rather than... Look, guys, it's weird. I don't know what to say about this. It's weird. And, okay, is that going to be a wind turbine? He wanted the wind turbine. And another wind turbine. All right. That's just what we're going to go with to get power for PB this game. Geotherm's perhaps not so available to him. Not really seeing a whole lot of geothermal tiles. Maybe none. So AdeptX7 takes the only one away very, very early. I'm still worried about how much that slowed him down, going ahead and building on the tile rather than simply claiming it. But he's not that far behind Pbhead in upgrades, so perhaps he's still easily in it at this point. EMP auction. That one could go for a lot. Neither player going to want to let the other have this. It could be very, very easily used to shut down a significant amount of PB's production. AdeptX7 less so, but PB's still not going to want to hand it over and let it be used against him. 24,000 debt. PB doesn't want it for 28. He's going to go ahead and let that go. Now, will this... Oh, the EMP gets caught. That is a huge swing in PB's favor. 24,000 debt for AdeptX7, and his stuff gets frozen. Maybe, once again, a little overeager on using the EMP. Adept still has 2 claims left that he could throw down somewhere, but perhaps he doesn't have the money to use them just yet, so the EMP could work out all right. There we go. There's a little more food coming down. Very, very eager play out of PB. That's very much his style. He loves to go, and he wants to go now. Not 2 minutes from now, not 30 seconds from now most of the time. Not particularly patient a lot of the time. Just wants to get things done. Alright, I have to say, PB is looking further and further in the lead as time goes on. You can see that his nice adjacency bonuses with well thought out territory are really benefiting him as he both gets a power surge off on AdeptX7 and pushes to HQ level 5. Adept's stuck on 4 with almost no cash in hand right now. He is nowhere near HQ level 5. A good $36,000 is what he's going to need when he's currently sitting on, about, what, 1.5 to 6, depending on how it all plays out. Oh, that's not a situation you want to be in. This game is looking a lot more... Well, it looks honestly like the starts for the other two games, so it might come down once again to the late game. See if whatever happened in Game 2 reoccurs, or if PB can manage to close it out appropriately this time. A lot more wind power coming down for PB. He was frozen on a lot of his production by that nice power surge from AdeptX7. Not what he was looking for, but he will secure enough power that he is at least hopefully not going to be dipping down into that D debt rating too fast. But he does have a lot of debt already. A lot of debt already. And is that going to come back to punish him again? It's another thing we're going to have to keep an eye on through the course of this game. Iron has gotten very expensive. Pbhead not going to want to take any more iron tiles. Still churning out steel, so basically just losing money in these buildings right now. Not really a spot you want to be in. He seems to be struggling. He's trying to purchase up electronics, but if that's what he wants to do, he should turn off the steel mills and just let the cash roll in from the iron rather than just burning it all. That's not the kind of thing you want to see right now. All right. Superconductor available. Pbhead is definitely going to want to get his hands on this. That could easily free up a tile or two for him, or just get him, you know, plenty of power production for the rest of the game. It's hard to put an exact value on it, especially because PB really wants to avoid that D debt rating and needs to be able to stay out of it. So Adept does push it high enough that PB is not going to get a hold of that auction that he wants. It does cost Adept another 20,000 debt, but he still doesn't have near as much as PB does at this phase of the game. So I bet that he can go ahead and absorb that hit and still be all right. Likely a nice move from AdeptX7, being willing to push that as high as he was. Alright, water doing weird things again. Pbhead correctly identifying that his opponent does not have a large amount of water right now, so he just wants to go ahead and do what he can to cut into AdeptX7's profits, as per usual, trying to allow no edge this game that his opponent can use against him. Now, this does mean that he might be delaying his Offworld at this point. He's going to be very close. He should be able to put that down basically at any moment. There is a water shortage that is going to help him out with this play, but I am a little bit nervous about the fact that an Offworld is not coming down just yet. However, the argument can fairly easily be made that, well, you're HQ level 5, your opponent is on 4, now just 5. Do you really need to rush into that? Or can you afford to be a little bit silly with things this game? It's available. I want to see it happen. There we go. Going ahead and making that transition. That's something I'm very comfortable with this game. Now, Pbhead is going to want to be grabbing up Goon Squads for that shortly, I think. Goon Squad's not all that expensive just yet. Not quite yet, and there are a lot of tools that can be used against the Offworld this game. Power Surges, Dynamite, and Mutinies, all available to damage that building, knock it down. Wow, Pbhead already getting so aggressive. This is the advantage that he got off of sitting in that shortage for so long, like he was. He is back in that D rating, uncomfortable place for him to be, as he will no longer be able to purchase Goon Squads to keep that market protected, but very comfortable place to be is owning 4 of your opponent's stock before you even got the first launch off. A lot of this is off food, a lot of this is off water and that water shortage. Very patient play. He doesn't even get it done. He just cancels the Offworld and says, no, we're not having any of it this game. I'm done. I want to be done. And he's out of it. He cancels the Offworld straight into the win. Wow. I don't think we've seen many wins this tournament without at least one Offworld launch going off. So very, very, very aggressive play from Pbhead. He was done with it. He wanted none of it. And he was going to decisively take game number 3 once again. I like it. Good stuff. Good stuff out of him. AdeptX7 trying to keep up. Got blocked out of the aluminum. You can see that definitely hurt him this game, having to buy up about 9,000 more aluminum than he sold. The water was painful. Got put into some awkward places with transitions. I still consider this geotherm a mistake, straight up, for how early it came out. If he had managed to push to headquarter level 3 faster and had that cash on hand, then perhaps he could have avoided some of the weird water situation that PB managed to create multiple times that game a bit more effectively. That water nuke also coming through for Pbhead, just opening up those plays for him. I definitely love to see early nukes being utilized successfully. So that is going to go ahead, I believe, and wrap us up for the day. I liked it. It was 3 kind of different games there. Different strategies being utilized. Everybody's got to think about all kinds of additional things when founding in that third one. In particular with the weirdness with aluminum. I liked it. That was really interesting to see. I'm going to have to go over game 2 again at some point. But still, the series does end up going over to Pbhead to 2-1 over AdeptX7.